Hello folks, me RJB from RJB TV and welcome back. We have today for you a game that I might have cast before in the past, I'm not too sure, but it is going to be the player who goes by the name, I think, Leebokgu, going up against the player Brain, who's playing on a Dimner. Let me just change the colors real quick to make it a little bit easier to see. We have Dimner here, Brain, on the blue Terran, and then we have No Lose, known as Leebokgu here on the red Protoss, right next to him. This is a game from 2023, and I really think I've cast this before. I don't know, I'm not too sure how chance I have, but at some point I lost track of what I've been casting. Like, I've been doing a very poor job of keeping track of what I've casted and what I've not casted, so I figured I might as well just completely start over. And if I cast the game I've already done, so be it. So be it. From this point onwards, I'm gonna do a better job keeping track. What have I done? What have I not done? From this point onwards, I will be more diligent with keeping my records straight. So Brainier starts off with a barracks first into a supply depot. And we have No Lose, Leebokgu starting off with a Nexus first. Something that you don't often see on a middle spawn location. Most of the times it's going to be a double gateway into a Nexus, but he likes to go for this in this specific scenario. Excuse me, I have some slime in my throat. Apparently I've got a cold. And whenever I get a cold, I produce a lot of slime in my lungs because I also have bronchitis, chronic bronchitis. It's never going to go away, it will always be there. But usually, most of the time, it doesn't really bother me too much. There's a gateway coming up in the back, and you're going to have to send a probe to the front there to really quickly start building those cannons in the front before Brain scouts it. It depends kind of where is Brain going to go, to the north or to the west. It goes to the north, it goes to the middle actually. Gonna scout for a mid-gate first. A little bit of music there in the background as well. So cannon's coming up, and a Marine will find the cannon, and he's gonna attack the cannon, and Leebokgu's not gonna like that too much. Actually pulls back, goes in, yeah. Time to do as much damage as possible on the cannon. And this is where going for a Nexus before double gateway on the middle spawn location can really backfire, because if the Terran like this goes for a double barracks, or triple barracks at 8 supply, there's going to be quite some damage there on the cannon, and that cannon there being this low on HP, having no shield left, that might become a problem if Brain had decided to go for an all-in attack right here. He could have broken through easily and maybe won the game, like pull like 5 SCVs, attack the cannon, use the Marines to do more damage to the other cannon, and you're in. And there's nothing the Protoss can do. But this time around, Brain decided not to. He goes for a command center first before resuming production with the barracks, and gets double refinery in the back as well. Which probably implies he's planning on getting a lot of gas and getting a very fast factory. He might try to push. He's going to get stim and medic as well, of course. But that's a lot of gas this early on. As we can see with Leebokgu here, getting triple gateway, getting a Citadel of the Dune before getting a Robo. That might imply he's not planning on going for drops at all. He might actually plan on going for fast Dark Templars to counter an early push attack from Brain. That's probably what he's planning on doing, because he knows he's right next to Brain, and he knows Brain is the kind of player to really try and push for an early win. Brain will try to get early wins pretty much every single game. If he believes he can do it, of course. If he believes he can do it, he will try to end the game really, really fast. That is what he might be trying to do here. It might be what he's going to try to do right here. Now, is there going to be a Templar's Archive? I don't see one yet. I do see Zealot's speed level 1 attack. I might have been completely wrong about this. Very early starport, there is a Templar's Archive. This has to be Dark Templars. We have a scan coming in there for Brain. Got a factory finished up and getting a machine shop, getting a starport. Is that a starport he's going to get? Is there going to be a starport right there? He's getting the engineering bay for turrets and a 1 attack upgrade. Maybe he's gonna get level 2 and some armor as well. Marines on the middle getting pushed back by Zealots. Zealots are on the hunt there for Brain's choke point. And actually the Marines splitting into the middle and the Zealots splitting up from the other Zealots. It's kind of turned this into a bad fight for Leebokgu because now all of the Zealots have to go back home. Lost a Zealot, took some damage on the Zealots. Only has 3 cannons in the front. Not that Brain can break through, though. Not that Brain can break through at the moment, because that's enough Zealots to help protect the cannons. He might try to break through when there is a siege tank. He's gonna go for fast arbiters. This was really not what I was expecting for this game, to be honest. Very fast arbiter. That is something you really do not ever see on fastest map. It's something you more often see on normal maps. Although on normal maps, it's kind of no longer in the meta among the professionals. They prefer going for other things in fast arbiters like this. Although there has been a slight resurgence in it. You see triple Dark Templar on the way. You've got turret there in the front, getting a pylon on the bottom corner. He's getting, that's not a pylon there. He's going to use that one for cannons against tank drops. We see a scan coming down exactly as the Dark Templars come out. That is just pure luck from Brain's side. So Brain now knows Dark Templars are out on the map. Marines have to return back home because he doesn't want to lose them to the Dark Templars. And Brain is actually playing this rather defensively. Not really what I was expecting, but given what he scanned, this makes a lot of sense. So he tries to go in, cannot get in, and that might have been a bad choice altogether from Leebokgu. He tried something different, tried to surprise Brain with some Dark Templars running through as the Zealots come in for the attack, but nothing seems to have worked as he had envisioned it. Nothing seemed to be going according to his plan, so we have about the same amount of workers for both, 51 against 45 there for Brain. Level 1 attack is almost done. We do not see an armory yet. Actually, there's an armory on the way right here. We've got a very late starport coming up. It's triple factory at the moment. One is still on the way, one is finished up just now. Doesn't have a real functional wall there yet. We can see that level 1 attack is finished there for Leebokgu, getting level 1 armor now. He's getting an arbiter, which is almost done. And I don't think he got Storm yet. He added on one more assimilator, so triple gas, getting a lot of gateways. He might actually just be trying to run Brain over. Very simple strategy. You just go for a lot of gateway units, a couple Templars in between. Hallucination. Recall is on the way as well, so he's not going to go for... There's no robotics. There's really just no robotics in his base. It's just all in gateway mass attack strategy here from Leebokgu, and most of the time it's kind of easy to defend this, but this might work out because look at him breaking through. The Templars have no... What are the Templars? No Storm on the Templars. If the Templars had Storm and had stormed on the tanks right here, this would have been, I wouldn't say a win, but it would have broken through much easier. But having used the Zealots kill the wall while taking damage from the Marines and then breaking through the wall, but the Zealots pretty much being dead by the point that they broke through, really ruined the attack. So I cannot say that I dislike the ideas Leebokgu is going for. It's just, he really could have used Storm right there. He really could have used Storm. Hallucination is finished up. Level 1 armor is almost finished. Recall almost finished. The Arbiter is hanging out somewhere on the bottom corner right there. We have a lot of turrets on the side for Brain. He's going to put some tanks on the high ground to start pushing towards the probes here. Very common strategy. You wall at the front, you kind of sit in your base, and you put tanks on the high ground, and then you try to control the section, and you put tanks on the low ground, and you push forward towards the probes. Most of the times, the only way to counter that specifically is to make carriers, or to just kill the Terran before they can do this. And Leebokgu hasn't quite succeeded at the latter situation in killing Brain. He's not succeeded at all. He's going to be triple armory in the front. Very funky stuff. Now, the thing with armors is they do have a little bit more health than a supply depot. 250 in fact, so this is going to be more difficult to break through than supply depots, but it also costs him more gas. But Brain at this stage in the game, I'm sure he's feeling pretty confident. got 67 SCVs, he's got 160 supply, we're only 9.5 minutes in. He's got, I wouldn't say a lot of production, but what he has at the moment should be enough to keep him alive. He's going for a mass barracks, getting a second engineering bay, getting level 2 attack there on our Marines as well. This is not where I thought this game was going to go. Mass Marines. Is he going to try to push through the front door? We got a big recall there, ready to go, ready to rock. Where is he going to recall? Where is he going to go? We have 4 hallucinations, 1 real orbiter. Goes in, there's no EMPs. Goes in and starts to recall. Recalls right on top of the entire army. His entire army is in the base. This is kind of fun to watch. This is something you don't often see, but is it effective? A lot of firebats in the mix, doing a lot of damage. They're on the Zealots. Zealots are trying to break through everything that they can, but ultimately, there's so many Marines with stim, this didn't work. And the Zealots in the front having trouble breaking through because 1, armories have a lot of HP, and 2, siege tanks on the high ground are tripping them up. But he's breaking through in the end. He's going to have to storm on the tanks on the high ground to stop them from tripping up those Zealots. But fighters from the back coming to the front. Tanks on the high ground getting stormed. Tanks on the high ground dying, but there's more tanks on the top side there. And he does break through in the end. He gets on top of the tanks, but firebats going for the back to try and save the day. Tanks rolling in as well. That was actually much closer than I thought. If Leebokgu had taken care of those tanks on the high ground better than this, we might have actually seen Brain just get ran over by gateway units right there. But Brain very quickly pulls SCVs to the front to build new armories to keep Leebokgu out of his base. As 1 robotics in the front. We do not have a support bay. We got triple arbor on the way. This is really different stuff. And honestly, the amount of pressure that Leebokgu is able to put on with this at the front door is actually quite good. He really killed a lot of units there from Brain, but Brain now is at the point where his production is increasing. He's got a lot of SCVs, and now he's getting more factories to keep up with Leebokgu's production. So this might be the end of this attempt by Leebokgu, because this doesn't look very effective to me. Firebats are awesome against Zealots. Arbiter comes in, Arbiter tries to recall, or yeah, he tried to recall, but that did not work. He should have flown in right from the front, not from the side, not over the turrets, because that was never ever gonna work. He tried to brute force it, but really not a great choice. So the Zealots are coming in with the shuttles to land on top of the tanks and take down the tanks, but only 2 tanks out of the 4 died. 1 on the top, 1 at the bottom still alive. Zealots walking right on top of the tanks. Now that is great. This is great. This is great for Leebokgu. Brute forcing his way through, killing the tanks, more tanks on the high ground. Once again, a big problem. Storming on the tanks on the high ground, hitting 2 of them, but neither of them will die because a storm doesn't kill a tank. Picks up a Zealot, puts on the high ground. 3 Zealots on the high ground. Yeah, that's going to take care of those tanks on the high ground there. He's also going to take care on that 1 tank on the top side. More Zealots coming in. Stim is really destroying so much. Stim firebats are keeping him in the game. If it wasn't for all the firebats, I think Brain might have already died. But Brain's supply is dangerously low. If he now switches over to Dragoons, which he is, he's mixing in Dragoons, he has to take care of the tank on the high ground, on the top there. But this attack is going much better than I thought it would for Leebokgu. Really wasn't expecting him to just brute force his way through like this. Arbiter in the front, where is he going to go? He's giving protection, although it's taking fire from a turret, not the cleanest position there to put it on. Double Arbiter stasis, 1 on the high ground, both on the high ground. There's 4 tanks stuck in those dropships. Gets detection, gets EMPs on the front there. Zealous walking through, marching through. Tanks again in the front. EMP hits him. The 2 tanks in front are under stasis, has to retreat. This is getting much worse for Brain than I thought. I wasn't really expecting this to succeed. I said it myself before in this game itself that I said it myself that I usually do not see mass gateway attacks working out. And Leebokgu has made some mistakes with his mass gateway attacks, but it might be working out. He's really pushing Brain to the edge. He's low on minerals, low on supply, but he is finally getting his tanks set up in the best position possible in between the factories. So the tanks finishing up. is keeping him alive. If only Leebokgu had like a shuttle with a High Templar in there and had flown in during all the chaos to try and storm the SVs in the back, this might have been over. But he didn't. He didn't. And now there's new tanks on the high ground, which he has to take care of. There's a lot of tanks in the front, a lot of tanks in the front, like 20 tanks right here in the front, concentrated all together, ready to defend the base. He gets his zealots up on the high ground, takes care of the tanks. That's a win for Leebokgu at the moment. That puts him in a better position. But Brain is going to put more tanks on the high ground. He's actually flying in, preemptively putting tanks, zealots on the high ground to take care of the tanks. Loading on top of the tanks. Great storms. But once again, too many units are present right here. And his upgrades are on 2-2 for the tanks, 1-3 for the Marines. His upgrades are phenomenal. Whereas Leebokgu is on 2-1-2. He's got to start level 3 upgrades right about now. At the moment, the upgrades are about equal, but the level 3 attack on the bio is really doing so much work. He has 7 barracks in the bottom. He's got 7 factories in the middle. Soon to be 8. More tanks on the high ground. I would say at this point, Leebokgu, start preparing yourself for a switch into carriers. He also didn't have a support bay yet, so these are slow shuttles. He cannot really go for a shuttle drop on the economy because his shuttles are just too damn slow to kill anything, really. EMP there on the High Templar, unloads on the high ground, has to take care of the tanks. He really has to get that dropship. Where is that dropship on the bottom right there? He's setting up for a hill push on that bottom corner. But Brain has made it through. Brain has survived. It looked very close for a couple seconds. It looked like a close call. But in the end, Brain managed to barely hang on, barely hold on, and stay alive in this game. Now we do have a gateway proxy base being built. Not a carrier proxy base, a gateway proxy base. Interesting choice. I really think he has to start going for shuttle drops at this point, but I think he set it upon himself to not go for shuttle drops specifically. I think he told himself, I can beat Brain with my Protoss without going for a single drop. Just pure brute force frontal attacks. I can do it. I believe in myself. And you know what? I believed in it for a little short amount of time, but I'm feeling that the window of opportunity is getting smaller and smaller. Flies in, recalls on the top corner, going to try to take out all those turrets. There's a High Templar in the mix. High Templar going to have to storm on those units here in the front. Turrets are being taken down. Can he save some of these turrets there, though? A lot of Marines on the bottom corner, building bunkers as well. Now this is a pretty strong position on the bottom corner there. And he kills the turrets on the top corner there, but his own bottom corner is now in lots of danger. He's gonna have to storm the Marines to death really quickly and then take care of the tanks at the high ground with more storms. But then we will probably see more dropships unloading right here on the bottom corner. We have a nuke on the way as well. We got ghosts in the mix. We got more. Oh, comes in. Ooh, almost got in. But that Arbiter got taken down. So no recall for him. Yeah, units prepared on the middle, but no recall for Leebokgu. No bueno. Bottom corner there is being set up into a stronghold. A lot of supply in this bottom corner. This is a lot of supply that is not at the front door to help him defend. So actually there is a situation, there is a scenario where Leebokgu can literally break the front door and run Brain over before he himself dies. You know? That is a real possibility. It's possible. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it's definitely possible. Flies in with the double Arbiter. Misses the EMP. Oh boy. He's in the house. Storms on the SVs. SVs dodge the storm. A lot of them do die though. They lost 15, maybe 16. Another storm in that High Templar, maybe. Yes, a lot of units are in the back. A lot of ghosts have spawned, but the ghosts not really a problem for these Dragoons and Zealots. They are cloaked though. Actually, they're cloaked, so yeah, they are a problem, in fact. They are a problem. Tries to get on top of the Commander, but the Commander is taking a lot of damage, but not getting repaired. It's not getting repaired, but he doesn't have to because his SVs are blocking everything. So he killed his entire bottom right corner of Leebokgu's base. And Leebokgu actually almost did dangerous amounts of damage to Brain. A lot of recall there in the front. gets on top of everything. Let's get a little bit closer with the High Templar. High Templar gonna storm on the front because he realized he cannot really go in much deeper. And he goes to the backside with the Zealots. Great choice. I think we have ghosts inside the bunkers. No storm on the High Templar. He's disrupting the economy there, though. He's disrupting the economy massively. So at this point, I would say, Leebokgu, change your focus of attack and kill this here in the bottom corner. You've done a lot of damage, killed a lot of supply. Now is your chance to clean out this bottom corner. Although Brain is picking everything up, Brain is going to try to end it. But Brain does not know that Leebokgu has 18,000 minerals. That's a lot of money in the bank. A lot of money in the pocket. So he goes for it. Sends the frontal attack. Gets a storm on the high ground to kill those tanks. They will survive the first storm, but double storm, and the double storm takes care of it. And now there's a lot of units marching into Brain's base. And Brain is building a command center inside of Leebokgu's base. I've definitely casted this game, I recognize it, but oh boy, is this a fun game. I really was not expecting this game to turn out quite like this. It's a wonky game, it's a weird game with a strategy that shouldn't work, but it worked. And now Leebokgu is running Brain over. Ooh, snipes the High Templar. Snipes the second one as well. Gets a locked in on the shuttle, and we have Brain killing the base. And we can see that Leebokgu's slowly trying to build a proxy base. Slowly. He's mostly just focused on sending units in to kill Brain. Now Brain might survive this, but he doesn't have any SCVs. He might actually put the SCVs into dropships and fly them over to his proxy base. Templars keep trying to get into the backside, but the ghosts and the tanks and the bunkers keep protecting the SCVs. But his base is slowly dying. Slowly. And so is Leebokgu's base. Leebokgu is actually going to get supply blocked first, though, because his panels are dying faster than Brain is losing supply depots. Gets into the backside, ghosts are once again cloaked. SCVs are still alive. Comes in, storms the SCVs, and most of them do die. I'm a bit sad. He's finally putting some SCVs into the dropship to fly them over to a new base. See on the middle here. Formerly Leebokgu's base. He's trying. A lot of fire bats being made. The fire bats are going to burn a lot of Zealots to death. It's a little bit worrying, though, that Leebokgu did not save his probes and send them to a proxy base earlier, because now he has 3 probes against 26 SCV, so Brain has more economy than Leebokgu at the moment, but Leebokgu still has 10,000 more minerals, but he also has less supply and less supply space. But his army is about the same size, though. His army is about the same size. Yeah, those fire bats are doing God's work. Striking down the Zealots. Whoa. We're establishing a new base here for Brain. Brain here on the middle of the map, the bottom middle. Got bunkers and CCs ready to go and ready to rumble. So yeah, this game could still go either way, but at the moment it looks much better for Brain than it does for Leebokgu, because Leebokgu is sinking a lot of money into a very inefficient attack, while slowly losing gateways, slowly losing production ability. He also has, he has a new cyber core. Reaver on the scene, bunker got taken down. Reaver died. Shuttles are getting locked down, and so the Arbiters. The ghosts are actually doing quite a lot of work there, but the Zealots are getting into the backside there. There's no more fire bats on the scene. Marines are on the way. Marines are on the way. SCVs are helping out. Tanks of the high ground there on the bottom corner are helping out. More Arbiters on the scene. 3 more Arbiters. Got a lot of Arbiters on the scene. This might be too much for Brain to hold. So Brain is going to have to migrate to his new home. Mass bunkers. You got some factories here as well. Building a second command center, got some turrets, got some science vessels, got some ghosts. I think that Leebokgu has no way of killing this second base. He's trying to recover though. He's building triple nexus, got some probes on the way, he's got some gateways here as well. He's got a new home, but his new home is small, tiny, insignificant. Cannot hold up a candle to Brain's new main base. Brain's new place is looking cozy and tight, quite warm and inviting. Leebokgu's place is still pretty much just under construction. So it gets into those barracks. The barracks are really helping Brain out with the range. The Zealots are having trouble getting in there. The Zealots all do die. They died, all of them, but more are on the way. Couple of mix. Leebokgu has got no gas. All he has at the moment is 4,000 minerals. Brain does have 25 SCVs still remaining, still here in this section here, mining minerals. So he will be able to keep on producing. But the income is kind of low with 26 SCVs mining long distance. But it's probably high enough to keep sustaining him for a little while longer. And Leebokgu taps out, calls GG. He really just tried to brute force his way through. And brute forcing his way through, yeah, he got in there. He got in there with a lot of brute force. But in the end, Brain just relocated. Set up a new home. Multitasked a little bit better than Leebokgu did, and Leebokgu is forced to just recede and say no GG, leave the game, and accept his loss. Perhaps the self-imposed limitations of no shuttle drops until the very end were a little bit too much against Brain, who is pretty much considered to be the best player in the world, so yeah, this is understandable. This outcome is understandable. It's just one of the weirdest outcomes we've seen in a very long time. Definitely not what I was expecting, but definitely a very, very fun match. So I'm RGBTV, and I hope you enjoyed this game, and I will be back whenever I make a new video. See you soon.